Hello again, and welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to be painting a gourd to make it look like a piece of raku pottery. Raku pottery is an ancient Japanese technique where the clay pieces are fired at low temperatures and then quickly pulled out and placed into sawdust or leaves. This rapid cooling process creates stunning, unpredictable patterns and colors, making each piece truly one of a kind. Okay, so let's get started. The materials that you're going to need for this project are some black acrylic paint. Now you can use any kind of craft acrylic paint. I'm actually using this acrylic black gesso. I like the matte finish. I like that it's an extra thick paint, so it covers really well, but you can use whatever you have on hand. You will also need an assortment of Pearl X pigments. Now, what I suggest you doing is look at some pictures of raku pottery and choose what colors that you're going to want to use for your gourd. Now, here's a little tip for you. I also have a few of these, they're actually eyeshadows. They're powdered eyeshadows that I had bought from a seller on Etsy. This one is Little Stuff For You. I'll leave a link in the description. I had bought it for myself as eyeshadow, but it was just a little bit too sparkly for my taste. But it is absolutely beautiful to use in this project. Look at how that sparkles. So that's just another little tip. You'll also want to use some nice soft brushes in order to apply your Pearl X pigments. First, you're going to need to get your gourd and have it all ready and cleaned, and then give it a coat of your black paint and let it dry. This one I already have done. I even have the holes ready drilled because I do plan on putting a pineapple. I do plan on putting a pine needle rim on this gourd. So what you're going to want to do is have an idea of what colors you want to use. So I suggest going to Pinterest and just kind of scrolling through and looking at some raku ideas. Now I'm going to look at some colors here that I might want to use. I like these blues and coppers and these red colors. So I'm just going to pull this one up and just have it nearby for inspiration. Okay, so what you want to do before you paint your second coat, which is what we're going to be doing, but we're going to be applying these pigments while this second coat is still wet. So you want to have these ready because acrylic paint does dry pretty quickly. So these are the colors that I'm choosing for this. I'm using Antique Copper, Aztec Gold. Now I'm just opening them up so that they're ready to go. This is True Blue. This one is Duo Blue Green. Let's see, Blue Russet. And this is called Devious Eye Shimmer, real pretty color. And that's the one I think I opened up to show you earlier. Okay, so I'm gonna just start painting this with my black paint. You probably want to work in sections because it does dry fairly quickly. And I'm gonna start with this Antique Copper color. Let's get a little bit of that. And I'm just going to start kind of dropping it in. It gets kind of dabbed on, like so. And it's just going to stick right to your brush. Even if you get a little bit of black paint in there, it's just going to stick. Then you can choose another color and add some of that. You're going to want to use a new brush for each color. So now I am adding the I think it's blue russet. Yes, blue russet. And you want to try to make it as random as possible. I'm going to put some of the blue, true blue. Just kind of put a tiny bit of that in. And if you don't like how something looks, you can always repaint it with your black paint and do it again. This is a very forgiving project. I'm going to add a little bit of this duo blue green, and you see how it starts to have this real pretty effect. So what I'm going to do here is just keep adding color and adding paint. As I notice that some of the paints are not, or some of the pigments are not sticking, then I will go ahead and start adding a little bit more black. And here I can just kind of go over the whole thing, and you can see how pretty that looks. While you watch me work on the rest of this, I can tell you about my video courses available at my new online school called Gourd Studio Workshop. I have 5 courses so far, all on gourd pyrography, and they are suitable for all levels. You can go at your own pace, watch, rewatch, and connect directly with me if you have questions or need help along the way. That sounds interesting to you. Then I will be leaving a link below for you to check out Gourd Studio Workshop, and also find a coupon code in the description for 10% off any course. Now that my gourd is done, I'm going to need to give it a protective coating. I use Krylon UV resistant clear coating. Now you can use gloss or matte. I personally prefer the matte, but I'm going to do a coat of gloss just so that you can see what it looks like. While I'm waiting for that first coat to dry, I'll show you my gourds that I grew last year. A lot of people ask me whether or not I grow my own gourds, and the answer is yes. These are some of my egg gourds that I grew last year, and they're in these drying racks. So these are just some racks my husband built, these 2 wooden ones, and they have a metal grate underneath on the bottom. See that? So that the air can flow through. So this is my crop from last year. A lot of these egg gourds are quite large, actually. Unfortunately, all of my large hardshell gourds did not take. I think I got maybe 2 or 3 gourds out of it. Or yeah, so not too good, but I'm going to be starting seeds soon. And actually, I think in my next video, I'm going to show you how I get my seeds started. Well, I think my gourd is dry now, so let's go take a look. So here is the gourd. It is finished with the glossy coating, and I'm going to give it a coat of matte so that you can compare the two. And here's just another view of this. You can see it a little bit better when the sunlight hits it, of that glossy coating. Okay, that's enough messing around. My gourd should be dry by now. Okay, so this is the matte finish, and you can still see the shine on it. Let's take it out here in the sun. There's still the shine and the pearlescent of the metallic pigments, but it's no longer competing with that gloss finish. So that's why I kind of prefer the matte over the gloss. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I thank you for joining me. I hope you will give this project a try, and In an upcoming video, I'm going to be doing a pine needle coil on this one. It's going to be different from my previous video where I just had one coil. I'm going to be doing multiple coils and then add some wild little twists also. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you click the subscribe button. And if you give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that too. So until then, take care and goodbye.